Greetings, I'm Demonac, and this video is probably full of spoilers, so make sure you are caught up to at least TDDC number 33, okay? When I put out a call for you guys to help me name the 33 episodes of TDDC so far, you guys could have said, screw you! I'm not spending another 12 hours rewatching your whole series so I can do your work for you. But the people who said that didn't leave comments. A ton of you did leave comments with all kinds of great titles, horrible puns, which can also be great, and a few suggestions that completely broke the rules. Like Chronotosaur's totally non-spoilery title for Episode 8, Temple 1 is Evil! Thanks. There are still lots of episodes in need of titles, but I have picked a number of titles already which I want to more or less lock in, so you guys can concentrate on the other ones. Episode 1 was a tough one, because it's hard to find that first episode tone, catching attention, referencing stuff that happens, not being too heavy-handed. There were some good ones that just weren't quite getting me. Warsaur's classic The Tale Begins, Texura's I Have a Quest for You, and a lot of good suggestions about the spoons. But just today, LittleOne posted one that I thought was right in that Goldilocks zone. So unless something really weird happens, I'm naming Tales from My D&D campaign Episode 1, Seeds of Adventure. So now that everyone's disappointed I didn't pick theirs, I'll try to go a little faster. Episode 2 had a lot of good suggestions, a lot of interesting uses of bonds, like the war bond. Gashrin suggested In Rod We Trust, which I had thought of myself and was considering. LittleOne suggested Too Stupid to Live, which is a line not in the episode, though I mentioned it in the extras, and which is such a good title. But as several of you, Texura, Hakkun 1, Red Rocket Game, suggested, I think I'm going with When Everything Goes to Hell. Unless I changed my mind. Episode 4, I liked DrakonWyvern's The DBZ one, but I don't think it fits tonally. A lot of titles referencing the duel or orcs I felt were a little spoilery. Lord Kierstead's Heal Me is pretty funny. And LittleOne's Challenge Accepted is a really good title. Really good. But I think I'm going to just go break my own rules and call this one Marp. Until watching the episode, nobody knows what orc names sound like in this setting, but when he's introduced and then a duel starts, I think the name being on the episode will become ominous to viewers, and then once you've seen the episode, you should remember which one it is. That's a criteria I didn't mention or think of at the time, but that's a criteria I like, is that the name of the episode after you've seen the episode will actually help you figure out which one it is, which is one of the big problems with the name system at all. It's like, hey, remember Demonac, that thing that happened in episode 21 or 18? I'm like, no. Episode 6, DrakonWyvern, as well as a number of others like Hakkun, Pido311, and Irari 698, we're heading in the same direction. Library. Some wanted Sexy Library, but I think we'll let the episode handle that part. So Library will be the title of Episode 6. For Episode 10, DrakonWyvern suggested Trolling People, but I think Irati 698's version, simply Trolling, is a little cleaner. There were some other suggestions for episode number 13, but though I like Lord Kierstead's idea of finding a pun or idiom with sharpest, the clear direction from too many of you to mention was some variation on Daggerface. My preference is The Magnificent Daggerface. Because we already have Dwarf Daggerface in the series, I think the title is ambiguous enough to be more of a surprise than a spoiler. People are going to think it's something about Dwarf Daggerface, right? Or they may have clued in that, like, that Talk of the Mercenary means there's another one. I think it's ambiguous enough. Episode 15, I like the mysterious and ominous 1.5, as lowercaserho suggested. BlaineCrowley had the same idea, but I think the exact wording is best. Knitfine and Hakkun suggested Helika for episode 21, which does give away that it's orcs, but just about every suggestion did, and I still like that, so that one can stay. For episode 24, it has to be called Feywild. All the suggestions were circling around it. There were a bunch of slightly different versions, but I'm with DrakonWyvern, BlaineCrowley, Knitfine, and PainfulJoy that the name stands alone. Although there were some good goo puns floating around for episode 25, and, for example, Lisane suggested The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly for a different episode, back for 10, the troll one, I really liked The Goo, the Bad, and the Ugly, and I was trying to find a way. I don't think it actually fits well enough, even though I like that movie. I love using that title for stuff. Such a good title for stuff. And turning into The Goo, the Bad, and the Ugly would have been awesome, but no, I don't think it quite fits. I thought Rockstars was a damn clever title by the Total War duo. But I have to go with Stop Breaking Graven from Agamemnon and BlaineCrowley. I think that paired with Feywild really sort of tells people where they are in his series, fits the episodes, is funny in retrospect, all that stuff. So then for the most recent one, episode number 33, I'm probably going to go with Blacklash, as McCall, THB, and more or less Devatra suggested. It's pretty good wordplay, and I don't think it will ruin the moment when it comes up. So thanks for all the great suggestions, whether yours got picked or not. Those names I mentioned are probably all going to stick. I've added them to the list below the video. I'll work them into the channel eventually. There are lots more episodes to name, though. If you suggested names for other episodes, I haven't necessarily ruled them out, but I'm still thinking about a lot of them, and more suggestions are definitely welcome. So thanks again to all my Patreon supporters for all your support, and thanks to everyone who cares enough to share or leave a comment.
Please click the like button before it clicks you.
And don't forget to subscribe to Demonac Games for more Hearthstone Arena and other gaming videos.